Imagine for a second that you could make money killing animals that are literally eating an entire American state alive. No, this isn't a joke. The Louisiana government is paying $6 for every single one of these creatures you can eliminate. And people are making thousands of dollars a month doing exactly that. But here's the problem. Even after paying millions in bounties, even with professional hunters working day and night, these animals are winning. They're eating Louisiana from the inside out, destroying the state acre by acre, and all because of one catastrophic decision made almost 100 years ago. This is the story of the biggest environmental mistake in American history, a mistake that continues to cost tens of millions of dollars every year, and could literally make Louisiana disappear from the map. To understand this catastrophe, we need to go back to the 1930s. Louisiana was always the heart of America's fur industry. Merchants made fortunes selling mink, muskrat, and other pelts from native swamp animals. It was a multi-million-dollar business. But then, some visionary entrepreneurs had what seemed like a brilliant idea. Why not import an even more profitable animal? A South American rodent that produced extremely valuable fur and bred like rabbits. The plan seemed perfect. In the mid-1930s, they brought the first specimens from Argentina to Louisiana fur farms. The initial investment was astronomical for the time, equivalent to more than $15 million today. They built massive facilities, fences, security systems, everything to keep these animals controlled and profitable. But then what always happens when humans think they can control nature happened. Nature found a way to escape. We don't know exactly how it started. Maybe a poorly built fence. Maybe a storm that damaged the enclosures. Or maybe, as some suspect, some farmers deliberately released the animals when the fur market crashed. The fact is, somehow, these creatures made it into Louisiana's swamps. And that's when hell began. Now I'm going to tell you exactly what these animals are. The name of this creature is nutria. And if you've never heard of them, prepare to meet one of the most destructive creatures ever to set foot on American soil. A nutria looks like a giant rat that mated with a beaver. They can weigh up to 20 pounds, have huge orange teeth, and spend their entire lives eating. Literally eating everything they can find. But here's what makes them so dangerous. Nutrias don't just eat the leaves of aquatic plants. They eat the roots too. They literally rip entire plants out of the ground, killing everything around them. And they eat a lot. A single nutria consumes about 25% of its own body weight every single day. That means a 15-pound nutria devours almost 4 pounds of vegetation daily. Now multiply that by millions of nutrias spread across Louisiana's wetlands. The result? Entire swamp areas turning into open water. Ecosystems that took centuries to form being destroyed in just years. And worse, when the vegetation disappears, there's nothing left holding the soil together. So what was solid ground becomes mud, and what was mud becomes open sea. Louisiana isn't just losing its wildlife. It's literally disappearing underwater. Now if you're finding this story as shocking as I think you are, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Trust me, you don't want to miss the other environmental disasters we're going to cover on this channel. The stories get even more unbelievable than this one. Now let's talk numbers, because they're terrifying. It's estimated that there are between 5 to 6 million nutrias in Louisiana's swamps right now. To put that in perspective, that's almost double the human population of the entire state. By 2018, these nutrias had already destroyed over 40,000 acres of wetlands. That's an area larger than Manhattan. And I'm not talking about minor damage. I'm talking about ecosystems completely eliminated, transformed into open water. But the most frightening number is this. Before the control program began, nutrias were destroying over 100,000 acres of wetland per year. 100,000 acres. That means every single year, An area twice the size of Denver was being completely devastated. And here's the worst part. Louisiana's wetlands aren't just important for wildlife. They're the first line of defense against hurricanes. When a hurricane hits the coast, it's the wetlands that absorb the impact, protecting inland cities. Without the wetlands, cities like New Orleans are left completely exposed. Every acre of wetland destroyed by nutrias leaves millions of people more vulnerable to natural disasters. It's literally a matter of life and death. So what did the Louisiana government do? They made an unprecedented decision in American history. They started paying a bounty for every dead nutria. The program started in 2002 and works like this. You kill a nutria, cut off the tail, take it to a government collection station, and get $6 cash on the spot. No questions asked, no bureaucracy. Money in hand. And it works. There are professional hunters in Louisiana making over $3,000 a month just killing nutrias. Some manage to kill 300 nutrias a day during peak season. It's literally a full-time job. Since the program began, over 5 million nutrias have been eliminated. 5 million! That cost the Louisiana government over $30 million just in bounties, not counting administrative costs, collection stations, and transportation. But here's the most frustrating part of this entire story. Even after eliminating 5 million nutrias, the population keeps growing. It's like trying to empty the ocean with a bucket. For every nutria they kill, 2 new ones are born. Why? Because nutrias reproduce like rabbits in heat. A female can have up to 3 litters per year, with up to 13 babies each. Do the math. A single nutria can generate almost 40 offspring in 1 year. But wait, the story gets even more interesting. Because where there's a problem, there's someone making money. Some smart hunters figured out they don't need to depend only on the government's $6. Nutria meat is considered a delicacy in some New Orleans restaurants. A pound can be worth up to $15 in the gourmet market. And there's more. Nutria pelts have become valuable again in the international market. A good quality nutria pelt can be worth between $5 to $8. So an experienced hunter can get up to $20 from a single nutria, 6 from the government, 8 from the meat, and 6 from the pelt. A bizarre economy has been created around this environmental catastrophe. There are companies turning nutria into dog food. Famous chefs creating gourmet dishes with nutria meat. Fashion designers using nutria fur in high-end clothing. It's almost as if Louisiana has turned its biggest environmental disaster into a business opportunity. Except for one small detail, it's not working. Even with this entire industry, even with millions of dollars being spent, even with thousands of people hunting nutrias professionally, the population keeps exploding. The truth is that Louisiana might be fighting an impossible war to win. Nutria rat have adapted perfectly to the swamp environment. They have no significant natural predators. They reproduce faster than any control program can keep up with. And worse yet, climate change is creating even more favorable conditions for them. Meanwhile, every year that passes, more wetlands disappear. More communities become vulnerable to hurricanes. More native species go extinct. More taxpayer money is wasted on a fight that might already be lost. And here's the cruelest irony of this entire story. Nutrias are doing exactly what they were brought to Louisiana to do. They're thriving. They're multiplying. They're transforming the environment around them to better serve their needs. The problem is that their needs are incompatible with Louisiana's survival as we know it. So the next time you hear someone talking about invasive species, remember Louisiana's nutrias. Remember how one apparently smart decision in the 1930s created a problem that could literally make an entire state disappear from the map. And remember that right now, as you watch this video, millions of swamp beaver are out there in Louisiana's swamps, eating the state from the inside out, one root at a time. The $15 million mistake continues to cost much more than money. It might cost the future of an entire region. If this story blew your mind, make sure you're subscribed and check out the video I'm putting on screen right now about another environmental disaster that's even more shocking than this one. You won't believe what humans have done this time.